Hi, welcome to Stampin' All Day with Bev. I'm so glad you're here. It is Tuesday already. Oh boy, time flies. But I got a lot done today. I'm just going to make some small talk for the next 2 minutes, give everybody a chance to pop on. Got up and had my coffee. I do that very casually and I take my time. It's one of the joys of my morning. And then went upstairs and did some house cleaning, and then ran outside and did some gardening. Hi, Florence. And was out there for quite a while, and then came in and started cleaning my floors. Funny story. I was cleaning the floors. I had, hi Roz, I had chairs, dining room chairs in the kitchen and dining room chairs in the living room so I could clean the dining room floor. And I don't know what I came out here for, but I never went back in. I started making another card, just like squirrel. Oh my gosh. But you know, I just love what I'm working with so much. I glanced over at it and an idea had popped in my head. And so I started doing that, and before I know it, it's time for Mom's breakfast. And then I went in the kitchen and I said, oh my gosh, I was in the middle of doing my floors and I just abandoned that. So anyway, it all got done eventually. Hi, Andrea, welcome. All right, it's 2 o'clock, so we're gonna get started. I'm still working with Stamped with Love. For those of you that don't know, Tuesdays are all about continuing on from what I've been using on Sundays. Hey, Carol. And so I'm continuing on with Stamp with Love, and I am using the mailbox again. That stamp is just so beautiful to me. I just, I'm gonna probably use it a lot. So I'm using that, and then I changed up the card a little bit, and I surrounded the mailbox with flowers. There are so many, hi Stephanie, there's so many flower sets, oh my goodness. And you know, I hear people saying, I don't need another flower set. That was being said when the new Daisy bundle came out. And, but it's so gorgeous, you just find yourself gathering them all up. And I just kind of imagined a mailbox surrounded by flowers, and how beautiful would that be? Hi Deborah. My mailbox at my house is surrounded by bushes and trees, but not beautiful flowers like this. So that's what was in my head. Let me turn you down, and I'm going to do my little housekeeping. Everybody's popping on now, and tell you who won the card from Sunday, and we'll be started with making our card for the day. Okay, let's turn around. Thank you. That frame, I'm waiting to get a picture of either my granddaughter Luna or both the girls, depending on what picture I can find. I think I told you guys it was a 5x7, but it's an 8x10. And I can't wait to put their picture in that. And then I don't know if I'll leave it out here as a display or if I'll take it to the house and display it in the house somewhere. But I just love those the paper florist dies. Thank you. I just love those a lot. So I'm going to introduce myself to everybody, even though I don't see anybody on here. Hi, Louise, that I don't already know. But you never know who's watching. Hello, I am Beverlee Morales with Stampin' All Day with Bev. Hi, Karen. And I live in Tracy, California. I have been a demonstrator for 28 years. And I am so glad that you have decided to join us on Facebook and on YouTube. So if you do not already have a demonstrator and you decide that you would like me to be your creative coach and order with me, here is a May Hosts code that you may use if your order is under $150. That's retail. If your order is $150 or more, then do not use the host code, because you're going to earn rewards that Stampin' Up will give directly to you. Hey, Kathleen. You can shop with me at beverleestamps.stampinup.net. And if you want to know my YouTube channel, it is just my name with Stampin' Up right behind there. We've got people from Florida and everybody else. I forget where you're from, but you can let us know. I got I've got people watching from all over the United States, and if you've noticed, we've had some from out of country too, Australia, France, Ireland, to name a few. Hi, Debbie. You just got the paper florists. Oh, you're going to love them. You're going to love them. Now, remember, if you do order from me, and you're new, it's the first time, I'm going to try to remember to give you a rewards form. I do give rewards for anybody that orders from me. This is just a little sample sheet to remind me to talk about it. So if you have ordered from me and do not have a reward sheet, let me know and we can backtrack and get that filled out. If you're new with me, you should get one. I can send it to you electronically right away and start working on that. I will say that you are responsible to fill it out completely and turn it in when it's full to earn your rewards. Okay, hi Ross. All right, here is the card that I made on Sunday. As I mentioned that day, I thought it had a little Western flair. I don't know why I think that, but every time I look at it, that's what I think. Old post office and an old, I don't know, Western scene. The stripes from the Stripes and Splatters folders, and then the die here with this little shape here. I just loved it, and I have a winner. So I selected the winner. I put all the names. Everyone who comments gets their name in the drawing automatically. Oh, thanks. You guys are so sweet. And so who is the winner for this one? Susan Tipton. Susan, you are on a YouTube follower, so she watches the replays. So congratulations, Susan. I did send her a comment. She commented on YouTube, and I sent her a comment this morning to tell her that she won this card and that I need her address. I cannot send it to you if I don't know where to send it, so please send me your address before Sunday. All right. Thank you. All right, here is the prize for the month of May. So if you order from me another drawing, your name will automatically go into that drawing, and you might win the cute little plaid bags. They're called 2023, 2025 in color treat bags. And that is my gift for the month. So good luck. I still have 2 other gifts to give out. I don't show what they are, and I don't tell you how you can win them, but we're getting close to one. And I will select another one soon. So good luck to you on those gifts as well. Here is the stamp set that I'm going to use today, Stamped with Love. And I'm using Pebble Path. And I'm going to use a water painter again. I'm using the Time Worn tape, type folder. And those Cheerful Daisy dies again. Oh my gosh, I just cannot get away from those things. So like I said, this is to be continued. So that's why I'm using the mailbox again and the painters and embossing. And that's what I did on Sunday. And I'm just going back to show you more ways you can use the items I showed you on Sunday and different ways we can use them today. So you guys tell me that you like to see the card before I start. I've been told that it makes you feel like you can follow along with the steps by seeing what the card looks like, and you can keep track that way of the order you should do things. So here is the card. Are you ready? Here we go. Look at that mailbox in silver. And there's a reason I have this popping out like this. I wanted to show you, I had mentioned the embossing powders. Thank you for all the hearts. That warms my heart. That all the embossing powders come in a pack of 3 now. And on Sunday, I used the gold. Let me remind you, we just gave that card to Susan. So the mailbox was in gold. Hi, Donna. And today, the mailbox is in silver. You would get in that pack gold, silver, and bronze, I believe it is. Let me see, I'm using this. Oh, copper. Copper is the third one. And at the end of this live, I'm going to show you the mailbox in copper so you can see how beautiful they are. Now, sorry, I dropped something. I like to show you how you can use things you've already ordered and combine them with the things that I'm showing you that are new. So there is the reason for the post and the daisies. The other thing I've always been in love with, all my customers that have been with me for years and years and years can attest to this. I've always loved basic white and very vanilla together. It's kind of a staple of mine. I think it's very elegant, and it's just something that I like to share. Hi, Judy. So the other little thing on this card, maybe you've noticed it already, maybe you have not, is the paper piecing. Look at the envelope that's going into the mailbox. Is that not absolutely adorable? Okay, so let's get busy making this card. This is going to go on the inside of this card when I get finished. Oh, had you guys noticed that? Had you noticed? Hi, Debbie. So, yeah, I just love the paper piercing. And I'm going to show you another card at the end that's got more paper piecing with it. And it's just, I just love it to death. Okay, so let's get our very vanilla, just basic card. This is going to be our card base. And we're just going to fold that in half. I think that I didn't need a fun fold or a different fold with this card because it's just full of layers and eye candy already. A fun fold would be nice, but I thought this was just good the way it is right now. All right, so we have that piece. And then we have the layer white. This is 4 by 5 1/4. You did? You had a mailbox like that when you're growing up? Wow, how beautiful is that? Let me get my Big Boss over here. Now, I call it a Big Boss for those of you who are new here with me. It's really called a Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and that's a lot of words. So we have tried to cut it down to smaller way of describing this machine. And I've tried all different types of things that I've heard to be different people using. And Big Boss, I don't know where I heard it, but I did, and it stuck. I guess it's because it's like Big Shot is like Big Boss, and so our previous machine was called Big Shot. Okay, so I just put my white cardstock in my folder. And I always use the line that's on the folder just before and just after Stampin' Up to get my paper on straight. If I have it lined up with that line, I know that it's straight. And then I always put the spine of my folder into my Big Boss first. This is a 3D embossing folder, and so it requires Platform 1 and Platform 4. They all come with the cut and emboss machine when you purchase it. Okay. I guess I'm in a cleaning mode right now. I just turned around to put my platforms behind me, and I saw that my desk back there had some scraps on it, and I started cleaning it. It's like, Beverlee, really? You're on a live. It's clean day in my head today. Look at this. Look at this beautiful time warm type folder. I don't know if I showed you the code or not. Hi, Wanda. There's the code. It's a nice one. It's subtle. And so it can be used a lot because it doesn't take over the card. It just helps enhance the card. This card already has a lot going on with layering. Those daisy dies have 3 layers in its, all by themselves. And so we didn't need a lot more going on. Hey, Melinda, welcome. Melinda, is it your first time here? Forgive me if it isn't. I don't remember seeing your name before. But either way, Thank you for being here. I'm just using my liquid multi-purpose glue, and I'm placing this layer down onto my card base, knowing that I don't have any ribbon or anything else that needs to be wrapped around that prior to adhering it to the card base. Now I am going to go over to the inside of the card and get that done so we can just concentrate on the front. I did it in advance, but I wanted to show you how beautiful the silver embossing looks with the Love You Always stamp in this set. It looks just as beautiful as the I Like You. It's the font. It's so dressy. It's so pretty. I just love it. Then I took a few of the pieces of the dies and put them on the inside as well. So we can just put that down and the inside is finished. Okay. There we go. All right, since I showed you how to emboss the mailbox on Sunday, I have my mailbox already embossed in silver, but I am going to color it in, and I am going to emboss, just in case somebody does not know what embossing is, I am going to emboss the little envelope onto a scrap piece of designer series paper. Now this designer series paper is from the Cheerful Daisies suite. I think, what's it called? Delightful Daisies. Let me look and see what it's called. But this is one of the sheets, and notice that this sheet in the pack has areas where you can cut them out individually, so you can use the pieces for different cards. And I took this little piece right here, and that's where the envelope was paper pieced. It's called Fresh as a Daisy. Fresh as a Daisy is what this paper is called. Okay, so we're going to take our heat tool, and we're going to take our Versamark ink to emboss with the silver. I have the copper out because I used that last instead of cleaning my floors. If you heard the beginning of, before I went, started showing you about the card, I was telling everybody that I was cleaning my floors, and then I came out here to do something, and next thing I knew, I was making another card instead of cleaning the floors. Crazy girl. All right, so I just used my embossing buddy that comes with the toolkit. You also get those tools. Let me see what else. That it? That's all that's in there? Yeah, that's what's in there. So I use the embossing buddy, and that takes away the static. And then I'm going to stamp, but I need my piercing mat. I've learned that this stamp set, ladies, this mailbox needs the mat in order to stamp the whole image on there nicely. So I can't forget that. Here's some scrap paper, and I'm going to ink up my stamp. I only need the envelope, so I don't need to ink up the whole thing. So I press my Versamark over the envelope, and I'm going to place the envelope onto the designer series paper and press. Pull this paper off. Get my tray and open up my silver embossing powder and just put some onto the image. There it is. You see it? Okay, now I'm going to take my little tweezers because my heat tool is hot. While that's heating up, I'm going to put the powder back into my jar. Now it's heated up enough. I can just go directly to my designer series paper and watch this turn silver and emboss. Look how pretty that is. So all the busyness kind of gets in the way of it right now. You need your snips. And you're just going to cut the envelope out of the image. It's easy. It's pretty much a rectangle. There is a little cut right up here that angles, but that's it. Right here, and then it angles down just a hair. And I'm going to round this corner. Okay. So what I loved about this paper piecing with the designer series paper is that if you have little scraps, now I'm not going to tell you to save all your itty bitty scraps because we can get carried away with that sometimes, but I do want you to save some of them because look how useful they are for something like this. And then the next card I'm going to show you, same thing, a little tiny scraps instead of cutting up a big piece are great. And I looked for a little flower because this was a little envelope and I wanted the image to, fit the scale. Okay, so I just put adhesive, my liquid glue, on the envelope that's on the mailbox. And now I am just going to set this right on top. So now my letter has got a decorative envelope. Isn't that the sweetest thing? I just think it's so pretty. Okay, I've got water again, just like I did on Sunday. Got my aqua painter, and I have my Pebble Path ink. I taught you to burp your pads by squeezing. And then you'll have your paint palette right here. Let's get the card here so you can see what I'm doing. I did like the mailbox white, but then I started thinking that I would really like it to be kind of a rusty mailbox. Thank you for sprinkling. Hi, Pam. So I decided to use Pebble Path ink to do that. Now, I talked about this on Sunday, but if you weren't here or you didn't watch the replay, I want to remind you that I'm using basic white cardstock for this. So, basic white cardstock can take the water, but it cannot, and this time I'm going to cut color in the slit too. On Sunday I did not. But it can't get soaked. So it would start to either start to bubble or shred. And so you just want to go over it quickly and lightly and not saturate it. If you want more color, you let it dry and then you come back. So in the corners here, I do want it to be a little bit darker for the shading. So I just went back into the darker part of my palette and I'm just putting it in the areas where I think the shadows would naturally be. And I didn't add any more water. And it just looks like a metal rustic mailbox. Thank you. Thank you. Very easy to do. So the aqua painters, or not the aqua painters, the water painters are 151298 on page 137, and you get 3 in the pack. Okay, so look at that pretty, pretty mailbox. So this is what I had at the beginning of my thoughts, and then I said, I want to see this, I want to imagine this mailbox surrounded by beautiful flowers. Now I'm going to make this card a little bit different than this card, just so you can see the differences and choose which one you like best. Thanks, Debbie. So look at the gold leafing on the daisies. Have you thought to do that? I cut them all out already because you've seen me do that before, and that does take some time. So we're just going to put them together. So if somebody has not seen me put them together before, they can now learn. But I didn't honestly know if the gold leafing was going to be too much for this card since there's already a lot going on or not. So I decided we would decide together, and then whoever wins can choose. Now, these dies you have to look for petals that match up. And so I look for the little odd pointy one and then 3 little ones. So odd pointy, 3 little. And then you can just layer it easily like that. Okay, this one, I'm going to show you a trick with that one. That one's standing up. I don't want it to stand up. I do want it to be flat. So went to my trash and I got some scrap. Hi, Carol. And I put some glue there, and I'm just going to tap the petal and push it down. And glue only got on that one petal. You love shiny, sparkly, and bling. Yeah, I think it's going to be really pretty, but we'll see. Okay, so then we need this one here. Goes behind this one here. Same thing, you're going to look for the three little guys. So let's put some liquid glue behind some petals. You don't need a lot. And set that down. And last time I made these daisies, I did color in the leaves, but this time I did not. Hey, where is my piece with the leaves now that I say that? Here it is. I'm putting the backings on the wrong ones. Well, I'll figure it out. I should have been putting the backings on this one, but I put it on this one, so we'll figure it out. Okay, so now I need the backing for this guy. That's right here. Because the other thing I do with these dies, ladies, is, hi Roseanne, is I cut them apart. So you can have, remember like the remember, I got a bad habit of saying member. Remember how the butterflies, we could cut them apart? You can cut these apart too. Thank you for sprinkling. All right, now the top layers. Here's one of them. We're going to look for the 3 little guys again. So see how some of the bling gets, that's why I thought it was not going to be too much, because some of the bling gets this overlay, takes some of it away, but still enough is there to make a difference, I believe. Okay. This one. Okay. I don't know why I like to see how I'm going to lay it before I get glue on it, but I do. And if you can't find it, just keep turning the overlay until it matches up. You will see, you will match up eventually. So pretty. Okay, so then I don't have the, oh yeah, here it is. It's so hard to see. Okay, so there's the overlay on that one. Okay, I'm going to put this way, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the mailbox. And I'm still using my paper pumpkin ones. They were out here from yesterday. Okay, so I'm leaving areas here in case I want to tuck something in, and I don't want the dimensionals to be in the way, but I wanted some stability for the middle of the mailbox, and so that's how come I put them in the middle like that. Okay, so let's put this approximately, let's up a little bit from the bottom and off a little bit from the side, and then press that down. Now you can build your flowers, paying attention to not being off the card. And I think I really do like that gold. What do you guys think? Do you like that gold? These little sprigs really, really add a lot to these daisies. I didn't realize how much of a difference they would make. See how this is over the mailbox a little bit? I like that. Okay, so let's start by placing this one down, and what I'm really going to pay attention to, I'm not going to worry about where the daisies are going to go. I just want this sticking out behind them. What I want is to make sure it's not going off the edge of the card. Okay, then this one can go here, and this one, I want some over the mailbox. So funny, she'll watch later on YouTube, but I have a new customer, and she texted me today, and she said, can you make some more daisy cards? And it was so funny because I had just made this one last night. So I am not a procrastinator, never have been. Hopefully I never am a procrastinator, but yesterday completely got away from me. I've had some things going on here in our lives, and I was not able to make my Tuesdays to be continued sample in advance like I always do. And yesterday I was so tired from all the things I was doing. I just said, I do my best work in the morning anyway, so I'm just going to make this card this morning, which is scary. It's super scary to me because, like I said, I don't procrastinate. I always have things done in advance. And that bothered me. So at 9 o'clock last night. Now, see, this is where the leaves would be attached to the dies. But since I have some out already, because I like to cut things apart, I call it Stampin' Surgery. I came out here last night. I told Ken, I said, I hope I'm not long. I shouldn't be. This post box, mailbox I love it so much that maybe I'll come up with something really fast. And this is what I came up with. I'm kidding you not, in about 15 minutes. To me, it's just so easy to use. So now this is the one that I should have put on first, and the other one was cut up already. But I guess that really happened for a reason, so you can see how I cut them up. So you just really have to cut the leaves off. They're really easy to cut apart. And I want to show you how I did the gold foiling or gold leafing on the centers. See, that's simple. Okay. Then I don't want to put the backing on this one here. See it here? It's just this and the top layer. I wanted it to be a little lighter, if you will. So I'm going to put the gold leafing on first. We need our silicone mat. And I am going to put liquid glue there. Let it set for a second. I know this is not the traditional way that people use the gold leafing. They use the heat and stick and those kinds of things. I like to do things very, very quickly if I can. So I tested a long time ago that if I put the glue down and let it set up just a second, that it would work just as well as heat and stick. And it does. I've got a sponge in my little box, and I just keep it in there, and I add some. Oh, good. And then I just rub my finger over lightly, and it sticks where there's glue. I would let it dry a little bit longer than this. Hi, Nana. And then put your lid back on your leafing because it is so light and airy. It could blow away if you accidentally. Can you imagine sneezing over that? Oh my goodness. I'm just cleaning off my fingers right now. Okay. And then we're going to go to the top layer. Again, we're looking for the 3 little ones in the odd shape. There. See what I mean? If it's off a little bit, you're saying, oh yeah, that's right. Just turn it a hair. And then see how it's perfect then? Okay. And I always do that before I put the glue on, so it doesn't accidentally stick and get glue where you don't want it. And I just put light dots here. Okay. Okay. Then I'm going to put, I put the leaves on there. This is a second set. And then I'm just going to put the shorter part. Oh, here it is. Okay, I was looking for this long slit. See this long slit right here? This one's wide and just as long, so you could use it there as well. But I want the leaves to still not be interrupted. So I put that long slit there like that. So just wanted to point that out so when you make the card, you can do the same thing. Okay, let's get this one down. I don't want to hide the word post, so I'm going to move that down a little bit. I'm going to look for the long slit, and I'm just going to put glue in this area here. I want these to all be able to not be stuck down tightly. See, just like a puzzle. There you go. And then this will lift because there's no glue on it. Hey, Jan, how are you? Welcome. So what do you guys think? Let's move these leaves. I want these leaves. I want to see post. So what do you think? And then look at the inside. It's just as gorgeous. Maybe we should add a little gold here, since we liked it. Thank you for all the hearts, you guys. I appreciate that. But don't leave, because I've got another really pretty, uh-oh, see what happened? I popped the lid and it came flying out. So I'm gonna just pile some there and let it set a second. Put this back in my can. I'm trying to give it time to dry. Very pretty, and yes, add gold. Okay, yeah, I personally, I love the gold, don't get me wrong. I will add gold all the time too, I agree. I personally love white and vanilla, white and white, vanilla and vanilla, but I know that my customers like some color, so that's one of the reasons I did the paper piecing. But then when I don't know when it popped in my head about the gold leafing, I said, I think, because I love to mix my jewelry. Here's one of the reasons. I love silver and gold together. So I thought, is it going to be too busy or is it not? Well, I'll let them choose. And yes, I agree with you guys that the gold really, really is nice. So whoever wins this card can pick either one. Doesn't matter. And there you go. This should be able to rub off now. I'll let it completely dry and then erase the rest of that. And we have a beautiful card. Yes, the gold leafing is so elegant. Very, very elegant. And there's so many ways to use it. Okay, so back to when I was talking about all the flowers we have. I'm telling you that we have a DSP that's called Hues of Happiness, and it's all florals. It's roses. Then we have the daisies, and then we have the pansies, and then we have the geraniums, and we have the paper florist, and just, you know, that's just a few. So why not? What would it look like if we just made our own garden on our cards using the different flowers that we have? We don't need to just take one set. We don't need to just take the pansy set, for instance, Pansy Patch, and just make a pansy card. We don't. We can use a bunch of different flowers. So to give you more of a visual of what I'm talking about, here is the mailbox, and this is the copper. I told you I would show you copper. Here is the letter in the post stamped with love. Here's the letters and the pen. Happy birthday is from the pansy set, I believe. Yes, it is. And the envelope is plain, so you can add whatever you want to it. But I'm going to hold it up close. Thank you, Kathleen. Look at the ink pen. It's paper pieced, just like the envelope on the first card. Look at the stamp. Paper pieced, just like I showed you already. Look at the envelope. Just so pretty with your scraps. So this card closes like this. I taught you during Paper Pumpkin that the front of your card is 4 1/4, so right down the middle is 2 1/8, right? So score it. So these two panels are 2 1/8. So we cut down strips of paper at 2 because we want a little border. It's 5 1/2 long, so we cut it down to 5 1/4, and we put our strips down. This is that paper, Hues of Happiness. It's roses. So it's roses, okay, and that's what I paper pieced with. And then look here, pansies, and the leaves from the pansy dies. The sprigs from the daisy dies, and a flower from the paper florists. I could see just flowers just draping down, some red geraniums or pink geraniums, whatever color would coordinate with whatever you're doing. But I think it's just an idea that you may want to take some of your floral stamps out, combine them together, and just see how your cards start to look. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself today and learned something. It's important to me that maybe you learned something. So I am going to run. I'm going to hold a second to see if there's any questions. I have missed questions in the past. Love, love, love that 3D card. This one here, Florence. Awesome, gorgeous. Gold adds a lot. Gold leafing is elegant, beautiful. Okay, I don't see any questions. All right, you guys, so enjoy your day. I think this card would look lovely on someone's desk. And I just love this being sent for any occasion. Love you always, no matter what the occasion is. Wisteria, yes, Andrea. Wisteria, of course. Yes, that would flow. So, all right, you guys have a nice day. Remember, if you'd like to order from me, if you do not already have a demonstrator, you can order from me at beverleestamps.stampinup.net. You guys have a nice day. Bye-bye.